Hello, everyone. Bill Molyneux here with Goober, the Traveling Bear, and he's wearing his the Player's Aid shirt because we just got some new games in from Blue Panther from the historical game company, Stephen Kling, and I really love his games. Well, we're going to have the Battle of Little Bighorn, the Battle of Berdino, and then we're going to talk about They Fell Like Stones, a White Dog game, the Battle of San Luana. All right. Well, Goober says let's start off with the Battle of Little Bighorn. So we'll move the other games out of the way and we'll do an unboxing. So let's start off. All right. I haven't opened this, but there we have the Battle of Little Bighorn game. Um, a strategy game of the Battle of Little Bighorn, 1876. Easy to learn and play. And the historical game company. This is printed by Blue Panther, the same great printers that make the Goober calendar, which will be out pretty soon. And we're going to have a big announcement with the Goober calendar with tied into my games. Oh, the back of the box. I'm sorry. Here we have the back of the box. 64 counters, 4-page rule book, 20 game cards, 6-sided die, 11 by 17 map. Nice little picture of the map, playing cards, and then not good for small children. All right. And again, Stephen Kling, he makes great games. Also, he's a pretty famous author. All right, let's see how we do here. We have our standard cards, which are quite common in his games. All right, and see if we open them up. There we go. Okay, so they have the U.S. cards, the American Indian cards, and just like all of his games, they will activate units to attack or move. A good day to die. Dog soldiers. Let's see what a cavalry one is. Move 2 column units. Special 1 unit of the U.S. player's choice. Really neat how he does this. All right, so we have really cool activation cards. And we have our trusty die, 6-sided. All right, let's take a look at the counters. All right, get them in focus. Here we have our troopers, and then our Native Americans, our Indians, he has the game turn tracker is pretty cool, and of course our camp markers. And then on the other side, we have the disruption. If you're familiar with his games, if you roll for the attack and it's even to the number, it gets disrupted and you flip it over and you have to roll your morale to flip it back over again. Very nice counters, the standard thickness of great printing by Blue Panther again. And we don't know what these values are. We'll set them off to the side. But now here we have our rule book. I'll see if I can and Battle Little Bighorn rules. And then of course there's our counters: attack, range, attack factor, defense, movement. Okay. Game setup. And again, all of Stephen's Kling's games are very low complexity, just like Bill Molyneux games. All right. So this is it for, 1, 2, 3 pages. And if you're familiar with his games, you'll be playing this in 10 minutes. And of course, the same terrain track chart, and really nice. You can get this rolling quite quickly. Now, canvas map I received from Blue Panther. Thank you, Steve at Blue Panther. Let's put out the map. I'll pause the camera. Okay, well, we have our native camp. Of course, our cavalry troopers come in from over there. They have the setup for Reno's force, I bet, right there. And I'm going to say that's where Custer's 5 troops are. All right. And then our camp. Very nice canvas map. Very small footprint too. Uh, really neat that he got it all on this map. And then he has his game turn tracker and eliminated unit section right there. And then American eliminated units. I can't wait to get this on the table. I bet this plays in under an hour or so. And a lot going on at the Molyneux houses, but maybe I can get this running in the next day or two besides working on my own game, the Battle of Bentonville. All right. Really looks like a great game. Great printing by Blue Panther. Nice and sturdy boxes. I can't say just Steve and Trevor, they're just wonderful. Blue Panther. They've done a fantastic job for my games, at Bill Molyneux games too. And their printing is top notch. Okay, well, I have to ask Goober the Traveling Bear what he thinks of that game. And he says 2 paws up. There's one, there's the other. And for those of you who may or may not have seen my videos with Goober with the homeschool family, they are working on the Battle of Cricket Hill in Virginia, Matthews County, Revolutionary War battle. And there's a big celebration there in the spring to remember the battle. And they're making Goober a Virginia militia uniform. And they watch all the Goober videos as they're homeschooled, and they use my videos to help learn about history. All right, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and you need to buy the Battle of Little Bighorn game by Stephen Kling and Historical Game Company by Blue Panther. Bye-bye, everyone.